Welcome. This video is going to show how to make a chair in Fusion 360. The chair is part of the Higher Graphic Communication CAD Challenges models, and it will focus on the revolve feature. To begin with, we want to click on the top left hand corner on the Create Sketch button. We then want to select one of the work planes that is vertical, so I'm going to select this one here. When the sketch palette opens up, I want to click the Look At button so I can look at the sketch palette face on. Now, what we want to do is look at, on the orthographic drawing, the view at the bottom left hand side. Okay, it's the section AA view, and we want to draw the sectioned piece. So to begin with, we're going to start drawing a line from the centre, horizontally to the side, by 750 millimeters. Now it's 750 because you need to add on 50 to the 700 on the drawing for the wall thickness. We then want to draw a line from the centre up by 50. This is for the thickness of the seat. And then a line from that point, and I want to draw it across horizontally by 700. Zoom on. So that's like the base of the seat. And I want to draw the side up the way and the tubular support going round the top. So I'm now going to draw a line from this point here, vertically up the way by 650. What this is going to do is take us up to the centre of the circle shape, which is for the tubular support. At that top part, I can then draw a circle. Now to find the size of this circle, you need to look at all three views. On the bottom right view, which is elevation, it tells me it's a 250 millimeter diameter. There we go. Last of all, now I'm just going to drag this dimension out of the way. I want to then draw a line from this point here up and into the circle. Okay, so don't touch the circle, just draw it into the circle. We can then use the trim tool to remove the lines we don't need. Now we need an outline shape, so I'm going to use the scissors at the top, the trim tool, to remove this line here and these lines just here. Now we have got a blue shape. That means the feature will work, and that's what I want to draw first of all. Now we're going to use the revolve feature for this, so I'm going to select the revolve at the top. And revolve works by taking the shape and spinning it round a centre axis. The axis we want, it asks me to select it here, is this small line just here. What it's going to ask us is an angle. Now I've already typed in 180, but we could have two options. In this case, we could have had it rotate around the whole 360 degrees. But for the model, if you look at the drawing, the pictorial, it only wants to be halfway. So we're going to go 180 degrees for this part. Okay, the next part you want to work on is finishing off the tubular supports, which curves round like my mouse is doing just now, to form the rest of the seat. There's a frame for holding a seat up. So to draw that, what we're going to do is as follows. I'm going to draw one side. And to do that part, we need to use the sweep tool. Now the sweep tool, just to remind you, is a tool where we need to draw a profile. That's a 2D shape. In this case, we're going to use a circle, and we need to draw a path, which is a line for the shape to follow along. So we need to draw those two things in place. To begin with, I'm going to draw the path. So I'm going to select a Create Sketch button, and I'm going to select this surface just here. I want to draw a path from the centre of this circle. So to help me do that, I'm going to select the Project button and choose the circle shape, which you'll find allows me to find the centre of that circle. I can also then, I'm going to click Finish here, put a new work plane on in the centre of this circle just here. To do that, if I click on the Construct button, I actually want to put a point on here, so I can select that so it makes a point. This will be helpful later on because we're now going to put a new work plane in. And the work plane, how we do that is by clicking on Construct button, and we're going to put an offset work plane. Okay, so it's going to be offset from this point here, and normally you type in a size, but I can click on that fixed point here and it'll position that work plane that size away, which is 700, as you can see on the screen. If I just rotate that to the side slightly, you'll see that work plane now is lined up in the centre of that point. Now what I want to do next, I want to draw on that work plane. So I'm going to click the Create Sketch button and select that work plane just there. Again, if I look at it, what we're looking to do is draw a curve going from where the mouse is just now, round as my mouse is sketching, just as you can see, and then horizontally along the bottom. To draw the curve, we're going to use the circle tool. And to help me, I'm going to draw a line. So the curve needs to go from this point here, that I've got as a fixed point. I'm going to draw a line down the way by the radius of the curve, and the radius is 600 millimeters. What that's going to do is going to give me the centre point of my circle, which is going to go just at this spot here. So I can now take the circle tool, select that point. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit so I can select it, and it's going to go all the way up. I could type the size in here, but I'm just going to click on that point. It goes all the way up to there. There we are. Now we only need this half of the circle. I need to remove this half here. So to do that, I'm going to draw another line from the centre here down the way. And with this line here, I need to draw one up the way as well. There we are. So these two lines here, this one and that one, they're going to act as points to allow me to trim the shape. So I can use the scissors tool at the top, the trim button, and remove that half of the circle. I don't need any of these lines anymore, so I can select them and actually turn them to construction lines. And that one as well. Okay, the last part of our path is we need a horizontal line going across the bottom. And on the drawing, it tells you that that's 600. So from this point here, I can then draw a line horizontally along by 600. And there we go. It's going to turn this line here to a construction line as well. That was my first line I drew to find the centre of the circle. If we have a look at that in 3D, you'll see we've now got the path that the sweep's going to take. But I need to draw the profile. So I'm going to come back here and I'm going to select this work plane surface here once more. And do a new... Oops. Just going to cancel that for a second. Okay, so we're now going to draw the profile shape just here. I'm going to select the Create Sketch button. I'm going to select that surface just there. If I click the Look At button, I'll then be able to draw a circle in this place, and that's going to act as the profile to then be swept along the path that we've just drawn. I've already selected this already previously in my model, so I've got a point for the centre selected. So I can simply take the circle from that centre and draw a new circle to the correct size. I'll now be able to use the sweep button because I've got my profile shape and I've got my path. So I can click on where it says Create, select the sweep option. It's asking me for two things. First of all, the profile, so that's a circle. Let's select that circle there. Make sure you select the circle carefully. Zoom in. There we are, got the right one this time. And select the path, which is this one here. Make sure Join is selected at the bottom, and you'll see the circle has been pulled along that path to create the shape. Now in the drawing, we've got the exact same thing on the other side. To save me having to draw all those profiles and paths once more, we can actually mirror the shape because it's a symmetrical object. So this time I want to mirror this across to the other side. Under the Create tab at the top, you'll find the Mirror feature. Now the Mirror feature is going to ask me to select an object. So I'm going to select both of these parts. I can then select the mirror plane by clicking here. The centre work plane shows up, so I'm going to select this one here, and it's going to mirror it across into this position like so. Now we've not quite finished. The last thing we need to do is we need to extrude out this part here because the seat comes a bit further forward than we originally drew it. So to do that, we're going to select the Create Sketch button once more, and I'm going to select this surface just here on the model. If I look at it, now it's quite awkward to see the actual work plane we're going to draw on because these parts of the model, these are a bit closer to us than the work plane. They're actually hiding part of where I like to draw. So if I come across to the sketch palette, I can use the Slice button. and that removes that bit so I can see the work plane clearer. Now what I'm looking to do is extrude this part here where my mouse is out a little bit further to create the seat. To help me do that, I'm going to use the project button. So I'm going to select create, select project, and I can then select these lines here. Remember, this is going to take the geometry from the model and transfer it onto your work plane so you can use it in this sketch. I now want to go up, there we are, and connect these bits at the top. So I can use the line tool. I'm going to draw a line from this point to this point, and the same on this side across here, line from this circle to that circle. And what that's going to do, that's going to give us an outline shape going round the way. I'll hit the finish sketch button and go back into a 3D look. Here we are. We can now extrude that profile shape that I've just created out, and we can extrude it towards us. So we can select the sketch we want to extrude. So I'm going to select sketch 6. So we can type in 300mm. We want to make sure we've got the join feature selected, and there we have it. So there we've got the seat created. Last thing we need to do is put a fillet, so that's a round, on this back edge where the seat meets the tubular frame. So to do that, we're going to select the fillet button at the top under the modify menu, and we're going to select this edge just here. Now the size of the fillet is 100mm for the radius. There we have it, so it's nice and filleted all the way around. There we go. To add the colours to it, what we can do is go up to modify and come down to appearance. Now the seat's got yellow and brown parts to it, so we're going to search for yellow. And let's go nice glossy yellow. We'll drag it to the top here. Now the whole thing's yellow apart from the top part here, which is brown. So I'm going to make sure I've got the whole body selected. I can then drag the yellow across and drop it on to colour it yellow. And we can then search for brown. Let's go for a leather look to it. Drag that onto the top here. I can then select the faces option and drag that onto the top face here to give it a nice brown look. Just going to close the appearance window. To make a picture of it as before, we can click on where it says design and go to render. To take the picture, we can click on the capture image button like we've done previously. Thank you for watching.